Hi, and welcome to Paper Route Scrapbooking. I'm Nadine, and today I'm starting with a sketch from 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, Series 18. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting with a sketch from Series 18 of 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, and all of the sketches are sent to Christy specifically to be used for the series. So if you like to be inspired by sketches, you can find all of the sketches from all 18 series in the album section of Christy's Facebook group called 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life, and you can find the link to that in the description box of this video, as well as a link to the collaborative playlist where scrappy YouTubers who are using the sketches from the series can add their videos, and viewers like you can watch a variety of interpretations of each sketch. Today is day 7 of 30 Days of Sketches, and our sketch creator is Sarah Thorne. Now, I wasn't able to find Sarah anywhere scrapbooking-wise on social media, so if you know where to find her, please tag her in the comments. I would love to go give her a big thank you for creating this sketch. And let's get started. So Sarah put together a double page sketch. Because I'm sticking to the photos that I had already printed, I don't have enough photos to do a double page, but what I do have is this made me think of this photo that I had in there, which is a kind of like a collage photo that I had done with Pic Collage for posting on social media. And then this little guy goes with them. So this was the same place where I saw all of these things. So what I think I'm going to do is like use this sketch idea, but shrink it down. So that's where I'm going with that. Okay. So let me just slip this to the side because these are animal related. This is Clem T. Gopher. He is the mascot for a little town nearby where I live. And then around the town, all of the fire hydrants are painted to look like gophers as well, which is super hilarious. And I thought it was a lot of fun to drive around and photograph all of them. I'm sure my kid thought I was weird, but that's okay. And then we have, so I wasn't sure really what to use to scrapbook this, but then I decided to go with like a zoo theme paper pack. So I grabbed out this one, Into the Wild by Simple Stories, and it's a beautiful collection, and I don't even think I've cut into it yet. So, and it is from 2022. So then for the background though, I grabbed Doodlebug Petite Print, the wood grain versions. So this is like a brown wood grain because I thought that would go well with our little guy here. And so that's going to be my background. And then I'm going to pick a couple of papers for these big circle elements that are on the sketch. So I'm thinking I'll pick my colors from the photo. So I'm thinking orange. So I have 2 oranges here. One says roar loud, so that doesn't really go with my photo. So I think I'm going to go with this orange. So that's going to be one. And then he's got blue pants on, but we don't really have that kind of blue on here, but there's lots of green and yellow in the background, so maybe a green or a yellow. There's a pretty bold yellow in this, so maybe I'll stick with the green. I don't know. Maybe we could go with either one of these. So, but I'm thinking I want the yellow with the stripes for this strip across here. So let's pull both of those, and then we'll tuck away all the rest of the papers from that collection. So there's kind of the papers that I've chosen with this. Okay, so let's start by just trimming off the branding strip from our background sheet. All right, so we're going to ink around the edges. I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and use my vintage photo distress ink for that. And we'll just go around the outside edge of the background paper. Okay, there we go. So now what I was thinking with this stripe across here, I think I'm going to use this stripe paper because I like how a stripe looks across a page like that. So let me just trim off the branding strip of this one since I'm cutting the other way across the paper. And I think I'm just going to go at 1 inch. And that's going to be my paper across here. And then I think I'm going to go and cut these two into some circles. So I'll probably do a circle up here and a circle down here. So it has those elements still, but we're going to squish this down, and our grid collage is going to be here, and our other photo is going to be down here. We're still going to put our title up here. We're going to do some journaling, and then yeah, we'll find some spots to embellish. Maybe we'll still embellish on the corner of this collage and on the corner of our photo, and then still maybe up around this circle area here. Okay, so I'm gonna pause, go cut some big circles, and then I'll come back and we will figure out what to do next. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, so I did a few things and I think I'm ready to assemble. So one of the things that I did was I went over to my glass mat and I took out my circle cutter. This is the one that I have. I know people have all different ones, but I thought I would show. This one's called the curvy cutter, and it goes, I have both of them, so there's 2 different sizes. And so it goes all the way from, what's the smallest one that it cuts? It cuts 4 3/4 inch circles all the way up to 10 1/4. So this one actually cuts the smaller circles on the inside, and then this one actually cuts the bigger circles around the outside. And then this is the tool that goes with it. And yeah, I've had this forever, since the early 2000s, I think. So, and I put a Band-Aid on the end of it after cutting myself on it many times when I reach into the box for it. So anyways, I thought I'd share. That's how I cut my circles. Circles are a good shape though, because we can cut them all different ways, right? So if you don't have a cutter, or you don't have a Cricut or whatever, or Silhouette, you can always just trace a lid of something or plate or bowl and cut around the traced line. So circles is a great option for putting shapes on a layout, and I often forget to do it because I'm a linear thinker. That's just the way I am. So I think I'm going to put this one up in this corner, and then this one down here in the opposite corner. Oops. And I think I'm going to use this paper line again because I know I have another one of my roadside attractions was an alligator, so I think that will work. I did ink the edges off camera of these papers because I thought it's pretty boring viewing. There's something stuck to that. And then I just thought that would save us some time. Okay. Then the next thing I did was I went to my scrap drawer. So anything that I wanted something to map my photo on, but I didn't want to cut into any of the 12 by 12s. Not that I'm opposed to doing that. I just have a ton of scraps, so seemed silly. So anything that fits in a sandwich bag goes in the sandwich bag. Anything that's too big for that goes in an accordion folder. So those are the 2 ways that I store my scraps, all by color. Yeah. So I grabbed my little sandwich bag full of brown scraps, and I found this one. It's gonna fit just great. And I just need to trim it down and ink the edges. Okay. And then I typed up my journaling and I printed it on this little tag. And I'm just gonna put my adhesive kind of along the edge there, and we're just gonna tuck that in. Okay, and then I just want that to go across here, just like in the sketch, how the photo kind of goes across that line there. That's where that's gonna go. And then my collage photo is gonna scooch over and just be on this side of the page. Yeah. So, do I want it to overlap both circles? Probably. That would make the most sense. And then I went, so the tag was right from the collection, so I did cut apart the tag sheet, and on one side it's like icon kind of tags, and on the other side they're blank. So I picked a blank side, and I picked a color that's already in the layout so that I didn't have to worry about that. I think I'm going to overlap that a little bit too so that everything's kind of connected. There we go. And then I went and grabbed an alpha that I thought would work. And this is what I chose, is this chipboard alpha from Vicky Bouton's Discover and Create. And I thought it would go nicely. And I was able to spell his first name, middle initial, and then the gopher, the way that they spell it for his name, I got orange and blue letters. So I thought that went really nicely. And I am one of those people that kind of, like I said, I'm kind of a linear thinker. So sometimes doing this kind of title messes with my head with all the mixed up coloring and stuff. But this one I feel like did okay because it was, it coordinated, right? So he's wearing orange and blue, and the letters were orange and blue. So we'll move on to embellishment, and I went through my embellishment pack and basically just pulled out everything that could potentially go on this layout. That doesn't mean I'm going to use all of these things. It just means that the things that I thought didn't coordinate at all went back in the embellishment pack, okay? So we have a camera, we have a little hey friend, and we have a map. We have this little thing that says life is good. It's really cute. We have florals. So in the sketch there are florals, so I thought maybe we could do a floral around the outside of this as well. And then she had along the side and corner of her collage was another embellishment cluster, so I thought maybe over here we could do something. I wasn't sure about the trees. I feel like where we were, it's just a whole lot of fir trees, but I mean, that's not necessarily, that doesn't really mean anything, does it? So then, but I did pull out some trees because I'm like, yeah, not sure about the palm tree. Definitely not palm tree country up here in Canada. And then I pulled out a couple of geotags that could possibly go on there. And what else did we pull out of the die cut pack? Oh yeah, I pulled these little footprints. I thought these were so cute. I thought even if I just used one of them, kind of like, you know what I mean? I think that's kind of fun. So I don't know about these two, but I thought that was fun. And then we did have a map to go look around at all of these fire hydrants. You could pick one up at the museum. I think that would be cute right there. I don't need the pink one. Got some more florals here. Could put some florals here too. Here's another footprint. What else do we got? Is that it? And then the camera. We definitely were taking pictures that day. That's fun. So maybe I don't want something up there. Maybe I want my other cluster to be here, right? Maybe. I do like this though up here. I like the look of it. Okay. So I'm going to put these ones back in the pack. Then I also looked through the word strip stickers because I hate when I pull it out while I'm recording and then I'm like editing all of that out because it's super annoying. And I picked out 3 that could potentially go. I thought, oh snap would be cute with this camera. And then I thought, let's go explore, because we were definitely on a little like exploring day with my friend and I and our littles. We went out exploring. Hello there, Clemty Gopher. Yes, let's go explore. Let's go explore would be really cute with the map, but it would also be cute with this. Right? Let's go explore. Life is good. That's cute too. Okay, anything from here? I could pull some of the florals. They would be cute, to, especially these smaller ones, to add a little bit of dimension to that floral cluster. So like, that's what I'm thinking there. Oops. Okay. I'm not doing so good with this chipboard sheet. Okay. Set that gently on there before it disappears. Anything else from there? Nothing that I can see that I want. Okay, and then we have the big sticker sheet, which I think we could also grab a couple of florals and add. Maybe a yellow one up here to bring that yellow color up, and maybe a pink one down here, and then maybe a few little tiny ones over here. Just little bits of flowers, and I think that's good. All right, so I've glued down all of the things that we talked about or pulled out together, and we are going to just, I need to add a date, so I went and grabbed a label piece from my color bins. There we go. And then I am going to grab my date stamp and this is still out from my last layout. So I'm just gonna use it to stamp my date. I did pop some of this stuff up. Okay, so there's my date. So we have photos, date, title, journaling, and then I am going to add some finishing touches. So I hope you can see how I took this 2-page sketch and kind of combined it down so all of the elements are there with the photo collage and the 2 circles and the embellishment placement, that sort of thing. And even like that little floral cluster across the top circle. And I'm just gonna, I thought I would go with white. So I grabbed this one and this one so that I could do 3 white in different sizes in the different clusters. So let's see, where do I want this one? Let's do a cluster over here, maybe. There we go. Okay, so that's how I go about getting all the colors that I want from the multicolor packs. There we go. Okay, so this is the completed layout for today, and I hope you're feeling inspired. There will be a close-up shot of the layout and a couple of detail shots in the end of the video. And I also post my layouts on Instagram. A big thank you to Christy for putting on another series of 30 Days of Sketches, and to our sketch creator today, Sarah Thorne. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you know where to find Sarah, please link her in the comments because I couldn't find any of her scrappy creations online. If you are here from 30 Days of Sketches, the playlist, thank you so much for spending time on my channel. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you'll come back again. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can. Bye for now.